Money is dictated by your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions, okay? The way you budget, the way you try and budget, the way you manage your money, the way you spend is all dictated by your emotions. So money responds to emotions. So if you're feeling restricted, what's going to happen after time? You're going to combust because you want to break free, because you're craving freedom and you're craving the stability that comes with the freedom. You're craving the choice, right? You don't want to be restricted. So budgets fail because you don't stick to them, because you were never designed to stick to them, because you want freedom. Freedom requires structure. So you still need to structure your finances to create the freedom. Welcome back to Wealthy as Fuck, the podcast. I'm your host, Kim Kent. I am the creator of Wealthy as Fuck, which is a 12-month money mindset and management program and experience that is all about helping you reclaim your money power. I help my clients save over six figures within just a few years, or just a couple of years really, without sacrificing their lifestyle, getting money in the bank so they can make their money work for them, and really healing their relationship with money so they can have their wealthy as fuck life. Today, we're talking about why strict budgets often fail. Often fail? Why they always fail? But it's often, it's not always, and I'll talk about that too. And what alternative approach that you can do, which is something I talk about all the time anyway, to create that sustainable harmony with your finances. But let's just talk about why budgeting doesn't work. Well, why doesn't it work? If I tell you right now, you come to me, Kim, I want to hire you as my money coach. Help me sort out my finances. Help me organize my finances. And I say, cool, we're going to follow a budget. What is your first internal feeling reaction? Like literally every time I say it, I vomit. Like I feel like I'm going to vomit a little bit, you know? So no one wants to budget because it feels restrictive. And that's what we've grown up believing. And where a budget does work is when there's no emotional attachment, and mainly in big corporations where you have staff who you pay to, who are managing the budgets, and they're actually not emotionally invested because it's not their company. So it is data driven, and there's no restriction, but there's no expansive excitement energy. The money, it's just numbers being managed. But when it's your life, and maybe you're a small business owner, so it's yours. And when it's just your life anyway, whether you earn money through a wage, like however you receive your income, however the money comes to you, whatever your vehicle is, if I was like, do you have an emotional attachment to it because you experience life emotionally as humans, and emotions are energy in motion. Money is just energy. Everything in life is energy. So money is dictated by your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions, okay? The way you budget, the way you try and budget, the way you manage your money, the way you spend is all dictated by your emotions. So money responds to emotions. So if you're feeling restricted, what's going to happen after time? You're going to combust because you want to break free, because you're craving freedom and you're craving the stability that comes with the freedom. You're craving the choice, right? You don't want to be restricted. So budgets fail because you don't stick to them, because you were never designed to stick to them, because you want freedom. Freedom requires structure. So you still need to structure your finances to create the freedom, okay? You still need to have guidelines in place that allows for the structure to flow. A river needs a riverbank, otherwise it would become a lake. You see where I'm going with this? Traffic needs roads that have edges, otherwise who the fuck knows what happens? There's just car jams and all the craziness, the chaos, and the blocked, like all the things. You need veins and arteries in your body for blood to flow. Otherwise, you see where I'm going with this? There's a system and a structure in place for flow, which freedom is flow of freedom of choice, ease, relaxation, just that pressure off, which you're craving. I know you're craving because that's why you're listening to this. I was craving that. And we always crave it, no matter where I'm at. Like the amount of financial freedom I've been able to create, of course I crave more because I am human and we are exponential beings that want expansion and growth, because you're either growing or you're dying, right? You're either growing or you're dying. Energy needs to move and evolve and grow. Once it stagnates, it dies. Think of it that way. So strict budgets fail because what you're trying to do is, but I've been growing up. When I grew up, I was taught to budget, and I want to be the good girl. I want to do all the right things. And so I'm an adult now and all the money's coming. Like I'm finally working. But I should really be further ahead than I am. So I'm going to restrict back all the things that I like and restrict, and stick to this plan. And then 2 weeks, 3 weeks pass. It's not even that long. It's your friend's birthday. And you're like, fuck, you know what? I've been so good. I'm going to treat myself. So you break the plan. And then Monday comes and then you guilt and shame yourself because see, Kim, see who, see, you did it again. You didn't stick to the plan. You're a failure. Now you got to restrict again and you start the cycle. And then that's why you keep staying in this feast famine or payday to payday or this up and down. And you're like, when the fuck is it going to be better? If only I had more money, then it would get easier, right? Every time I've been in that position, I've made more money. So I just had a sip of my iced coffee and got some stuff on my lip. Every time I've been in that position, like I get more money, but I still get stuck in the same cycles. I'm just spending more. So budgets fail, and that's where the emotional and the energetics and the mindset comes in, because following a budget is very masculine, but you need to balance your feminine. And if you're not doing it for the right reasons or that support your growth and expansion, it's not sustainable. Okay. So that's why they fail. Fuck off the budgets. No one wants no budgeting, no more budgeting. So what could we do to create more harmony? Harmony is balance, right? Things are working harmoniously. Universal laws govern energy, govern this world to create harmony, to keep everything in alignment and harmonious. That's my language of my way of explaining it. The universal laws, which I've talked about in previous episodes, and I dive into these all the time. But universal laws balances the masculine and the feminine energies of things, okay? Making the harmony. Everything in life is made up of energy, positive and negative electric charges. So energy is literally duality of positive and negative. So masculine, feminine, light, dark, day, night, like everything is in duality. So to create the harmony, you need to balance these two. You need to have a structure and a plan and a way to balance both. So we do need to rewrite the stories, which I talk about a lot. That's what I literally do in Wealthy as Fuck. We need to rewrite the stories you have at a core level. So they're stored in your subconscious and you learnt them in the first 8 years of your life as your subconscious was hardwiring. And that's what runs the show. They were handed down to you because your parents received these beliefs, and then as an adult that ran the show. So the way they acted and the way that they behaved and spoke about money and their energy around it, that's how you learnt. And they were handed that down, so on and so forth. Okay. So you need to do that work. So I have the Think Rich method that literally helps you do this in a 3-step process. And once you do it, you never have to reprogram the mind again for that story. And it's so simple and it's so effective. And I love it because it just changes your life. And it helps you think rich, as the rich and wealthy do. Because middle class and lower class thinking is very different to rich or upper class or whatever you want to call it thinking. And how they view money and how they see it as a resource, an unlimited resource and a tool to make more of, and which is where I want to help you get. And which I share this because I came from the stress, I came from nothing, I came from poverty mentality, and I was able to transform and change and heal my relationships. If I can do it, you can do it too. Anyway, so we want to get the feminine balance, right? And we want flow and ease, but we need a structure, which is the masculine. So this is why I have my Wealthy as Fuck money blueprint. And this is a structure. It comes with a spreadsheet that's pre-formulated as well. It's structured to support you and your specific lifestyle. And it's not a cookie cutter because cookie cutters don't work, but it has percentages and the bank accounts that you need and the flow and the amounts to allocate your full 100% of your income to support your specific lifestyle, whether you're individual or in a relationship or have a family, whatever it is for you guys. But that's the masculine that's in the healthy that also has the flow of the feminine. That's why the budgeting doesn't work, because it's so masculine, it's so controlling, it's like fit inside this box, and that's why it doesn't work. Or it doesn't work long term, it's not sustainable long term. So that's finding the harmony, right? That's kind of finding it in the nutshell. And of course, this is what I do inside the program anyway, and what my clients are, well, myself, of course, because I teach what I do, and how my clients are finding this harmony, and life becomes easy and the money starts to flow and you're feeling wealthy, then the money's coming. Rather than stuck in the cycle of when more money comes, then I'll feel wealthier or then I'll feel more free. As I talked about, it doesn't work that way. You get the more money, you still feel stuck. You're like, next month it'll get better, or when is it going to get better? Okay. So that is literally, as I said, the nutshell of how to find the harmony. But if you could do anything right now, and I share this a lot at the end of my episodes, whether I'm guest speaking or if it's my podcast, get really clear on where all your numbers are going. Work out your commitments and work out your choices, lifestyle, like what you want in your life. Work out how much savings you want and how quickly you want it in the bank. Work out what it is that you want to do with that money and how you want to multiply it. That's the fourth pillar of wealthy as fuck. Once you have the foundation strong, your mindset's in check and your management is in check. How do you now make your money work for you so you can collapse time and buy more time? Wealthy people buy time, okay? Because money, you can always make more money. Money is an unlimited resource. Time for you is not, okay? You cannot get back more time. But the whole saying of buying time is because the more money you have right now, if you had more in the bank, you could, and you only want or desire a certain amount for the lifestyle that you choose, and I could guarantee right now, if you say you're earning $2,000 a week and you work 40 hours a week, if your boss said to you, hey, you can work 20 hours a week for $2,000, no strings attached, would you take that offer? Fuck yeah, because you just get 20 hours a week back and you're still earning the same amount. See, because it's the time that's more valuable to you than the money. And then if you're like, I want to make more money, how about I work another 20 hours to double that? This is just the example. And then it's about, okay, now I have more money and you want that money not just to look good in the bank. It's what can I then do with it so I can set myself up, because I still don't want to work 40 hours, or it's not even 40 hours these days. It's more like if you're employed. You don't want to actually work 40 hours for the rest of your life. And as a woman, if you have a family or if you want to have a family, your role isn't actually as a female, as the feminine energy is not to go out and provide. We're in a day and age, that's what we do. And if you are single and you are with, if you don't, not in a relationship, you've got to provide for yourself. And if you're like solo parenting, yes, there's a level of provision you need to create anyway. But I know you don't want to do that forever. It's like, what if I could be paid to be a mom? Like, what if I could make my money work for me? What if I could earn money while I sleep? What if I could, I literally get paid for parenting, whilst I parent, because I have created a life to make my money work for me. Do you see where I'm going with this? At the end of the day, you don't want to be trading all your hours for money, because then what? If money in the bank and you die on your your deathbed with a shitload in the bank, I know you don't want that, and that's not what our generation or the current generation is all about. We know that's not the way forward, and it doesn't support a healthy and fun and abundant life. So, with all that, what are we taking away from this? No more budgeting. Budgets don't work. Okay, how can I create harmony? If obviously, look, join Wealthy as Fuck, because that's going to support you through it all, or go and stalk the rest of the links in the show notes and see how I can support you. I have the Wealthy Woman Bundle, which is all about mindset and energetics and supporting the way you think and feel as the wealthy woman, so you can start attracting more money in from the energetic standpoint. That training bundle, you get lifetime access. It's amazing. Go check it out. I'm always adding to it as well. So if you sign up today at the price it is today, and in 3 months' time, I add a new training when I do a launch or a sale for it. And even if the price goes up, it doesn't matter, because you've already bought it and you get everything that's added to it. So that's really cool. And the Wealthy as Fuck program obviously is the full life transforming event. Okay, do that and you are set up. But you can't fuck it up unless you actively choose not to do the things you learned. And then I'm like, don't join it, because you're going to waste your money. Because if you're going to join it and not actually set up the blueprint and do the Think Rich method, what's the point, right? Common sense. But if you do that, this is the thing, it's 12 months. And it won't take you 12 months to set up. It only takes a couple of months to set up your blueprint and everything. And then there's a bit of a teething period. But once it's set up, you have that for life. So imagine adding an extra $20,000 to your savings buffer to then start investing, but every single year from your current income. It's not just 12 months, get the savings, then go back to the old way. You're compounding these new habits. It becomes a new you. This is why in the last 8 years, 7 years, my husband and I, we have accumulatively, is that how you say it? Accumulatively, stop trying, Kim. Saved $500,000, reinvested, have some as buffers, and we have it invested in certain things so money can work for us. Okay? And I share that. I'm all about bragging, because bragging is not to make someone else feel bad. It's the brag of I never thought that this was meant to be the life. I never thought I could create this, because based off what my parents taught me growing up, I was not meant to have this life. I was meant to work for someone else and just be stuck and wait till retirement to live my best life. And then, you're tired and all the things, and hoping your super has caught up with inflation and hoping it's gone up and all the things, right? So I'm just an everyday girl who's changed her life, and I share this with you so you can too, so we can make this impact together. Anyway, where was I going with that? Love that I lose my train of thought. Stop budgeting, follow the structure, join the program if you want to. Otherwise, at least organize your bank accounts, allocate 100% of your income, stop overspending, stop using credit and afterpays in a way to get what you want now and deal with it later, because you're going to be constantly playing catch up. You need to have a strategy in place to support where you and your life is going. And yep, it's going to be uncomfortable a little bit to work through that. But what's more uncomfortable? Constantly declining at the checkout and having that shame and embarrassment, or just spending a little bit of time getting your ducks in a row, sorting your life out, getting your shit together, as us Aussies like to say, for a lifetime of abundance and a lifetime of ease, of financial ease. No matter what's happening in the world, you're good. You future-proof your income, you're multiplying your money, you feel secure and safe and free, and you have the choices and the quality of life you want. So I'm empowering you to go make those changes and ask yourself, what do I need? Who's going to help me? How can I do this? Ask it. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, is the saying. When you are ready to learn, the teacher will appear. If I'm your teacher, or whoever your teacher might need to be, to go make those changes so you can break the lineage and create that better life for yourself. Check out my show notes. Follow me on socials, Kim Kent _. Honestly, if you have any questions, I am an open book. You can ask me anything. Please reach out. If you have any questions at all about money, mindset, whatever, reach out to me and let's chat. Slide into my DMs. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Share this with someone that you know and probably care about, who is caught up in the budgeting bullshit trap and is struggling. Share this with them so they can start to evolve their brain on how they think about money, so we can break out of middle class thinking and step into wealthy thinking. I hope you have the most beautiful day.